Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's Wednesday, the 26th day of April. I can't believe we're almost done with this month.
It is almost done.
I know. It's Stop Food Waste Day today. It is Denim Day, National South Dakota Day today. That's my home state, baby. National Dissertation Day, National Help a Horse Day, National Library Outreach Day.
Help a horse day.
Yeah, help a horse.
Okay.
Heidi. Help a horse. National Library Outreach Day, National Pretzel Day, National Kids and Pets Day, National Richter Scale Day, Audubon Day, and National Administrative Professionals Day. All of those things happening, and I'm so excited to have this guest, Vicki Lawrence.
I love Vicki Lawrence.
I think she is so funny. And we're going to talk to her about a really cool thing they're doing to honor Carol Burnett for her 90th birthday. Wow. So you're going to be chatting with her coming up in just a bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Heidi, have you ever wondered how many of your friends snoop in your medicine cabinet?
No.
Quilted Northern Bath Tissue conducted a survey asking people to reveal their bathroom habits and their quirks. 6 in 10 people say they leave the door open while using the bathroom when they're home alone.
I do that all the time.
Okay.
I do that when it's both of us home.
Yeah. She does it when we have people for company. Just in case you need in here. Almost 4 in 10 admit to going through somebody else's medicine cabinet. I don't do that. 72% of smartphone users use that in the bathroom. 72%. A quarter of them watch videos, YouTube, TikTok, Netflix, and such. 1 in 10 people eat in the bathroom. Ugh. Don't do that. That is yuck. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know a new study says millennials ages 27 to 42 spend more time playing video games than Gen Z, age 11 to 26, or teenagers? According to entertainment company Fandom, they say the annual Inside Gaming report, 52% of millennials rank playing video games as their top interest. 40% of them spend over 22 hours a week gaming compared to only 29% of tweens. That seems kind of odd, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I suppose they grew up with that.
Yeah.
So if they grew up playing those, that's probably what their go-to thing is. I don't really play video games.
You know, and it's kind of funny because video games kind of really started to come out big time when we were kids, but I never really got hugely into it. Right.
Or Pac-Man.
Or Frogger.
None of those. Donkey Kong. That's my speed. We don't know everything, but now we know this. And yes, now you know we're old.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. The live-action Sonic the Hedgehog spin-off series, Knuckles, starring Idris Elba, has Paramount Plus. They've said they've assembled a cast. The show, first announced in February of last year, they now said that they've got several people picked out for this project. If you want to read all of the names, you can see them in the show notes. I'm not going to go through this because I'll just probably say their names wrong. And we talked about this last week. Arnold Schwarzenegger responded to claims that he filled a service trench instead of a pothole. Last week, he went viral, tweeting a video of himself and a crew filling what they called a pothole that was plaguing the Brentwood neighborhood. Things seemed fine until Southern California Gas Company released a statement saying that was a utility trench for active permitted work.
Oh, no.
This did not sit well with Schwarzenegger, who responded with another tweet writing, "So everyone knows the pipeline work was finished in January. Apparently they thought it was a good plan to take 6 months to cover the trench, so I just did them a favor. And why don't they talk about the second pothole I filled as well?"
Oh, my gosh. What is going on?
I don't know. He's just taking it into his own hands. Gonna get it done. All right. Big screen, little screen comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. This may not come as a surprise to you at all, but how you're dressed when you go out for dinner can influence the level of service you get at a restaurant. Scientists at the University of Missouri concluded that restaurant waitstaff often predict whether or not their guests would leave big tips based on their attire, naturally believing that the best-dressed diners would leave the best tips. Using that theory, servers tend to ramp up the hospitality for those customers. It was also discovered that servers viewed well-dressed men as more likely to leave a good tip than well-dressed females. Casually dressed men were seen as the least likely of any group to leave a good tip for the servers. I completely disagree with that, by the way.
Well, look at the way we've gone into restaurants lately.
And we've taken very good care of them.
Completely covered in paint.
And we still get good service, too, because when they come to the table, we have fun and, joke around a little bit. And we've always had good service, so I don't know. And then we always take good care of them. And this maybe is what they mean by royalties. King Charles has reportedly amassed a personal net worth of 600 million pounds. That's like 745 million US dollars, according to a new analysis for the Sunday Times Rich List. His alleged net worth surpasses that of his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, who died in September at the age of 96. Last year, the Sunday Times calculated her net worth at only $370 million or $460 million.
I'm amazed that they were even able to survive.
I know. Many factors that go into calculating the king's fortune, including the two private royal estates known as the Duchess's Sangram estate and the Balmoral Castle. I probably said all of that wrong. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I just don't care about the royals at all. Every time I see one of these stories, I'm like, do I have to read this? And I'm like, oh, there's nothing else good to read.
I just don't understand the fascination, but I suppose.
I'm not fascinated at all.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Tonight on NBC, they're celebrating Carol Burnett, 90 years of laughter and love, and Vicki Lawrence is on the phone with us right now. Vicki, this looks like an amazing program.
Oh, my gosh. It was so much fun. I was just so excited to meet a lot of the people that just have grown up and feel like they owe their careers to Carol, as do I, for sure. It was just a room full of a lot of love. And it was super funny and fun and entertaining and all of that. And I hope everybody will just tune in and have a blast watching it tonight.
And you and many fun people had a chance to get together and celebrate Carol's life with her. And tonight we get to watch this amazing event on TV.
Yes. And boy, it was fun. The next day you're like, what, did that really happen? It was really fun. A lot of great entertainment, a lot of tributes. Just a lot of love, a lot of beautiful people, lots of Bob Mackey.
And you were just a kid when you had the chance to work with Carol and the crew on the Carol Burnett Show. What was that like?
I mean, I don't think I realized how lucky I was, how fortunate I was. And I feel like I've gone to the Harvard School of Comedy in front of America. And they sent me out into the world very well trained. Because Carol was just such a sweetheart. I mean, it was so much fun. It's just, show business doesn't run like that anymore. I mean, I tell people that we had a schedule, And if it said that you were through at 4 o'clock, you could make a 4:30 dentist appointment and keep it. And that doesn't happen ever in show business anymore. That show ran like a top. I mean, it was just nothing but fun.
So do you think a program like the Carol Burnett Show could even be done on television in 2023?
I don't think so. Well, you know, John, you go on a television set now, there are 50 people just standing around looking for icebergs, you know? And there's a second and a third and a fourth opinion. Carol and I have talked about it because you'll go do a guest spot and you'll tape what you think is the funniest scene you've ever filmed in your life. And they'll say, cut, that was really good, but the picture in the background on the wall is crooked, so we need to do it again. And she said, you can do the funniest stuff in the world, but because I guess they think it's going into the archives forever and ever, everything has to be perfect. And of course, we all know everything was not perfect on the Carol Burnett Show, but dang, it was funny.
And those were my favorite moments, when somebody made a little flub and we got to peek behind the curtain and see the real you. Like, that's the magic, I think, of the Carol Burnett Show.
For sure. I think that's why everybody loved it so much. It really was like being in a live show. I mean, we shot them live on tape with 2 different audiences. It took us maybe, at most, if there were huge sets, an hour and a half to tape that hour show. And, or if, you know, if there was something that was too big to get on stage or makeup change that was too huge to do that quickly. But otherwise, she liked to go live, you know, because that's the way she grew up in New York, was doing live television. So that's the way the Burnett Show ran, like a live show. It was super fun.
Again, think of the amazing opportunity you had, not only working with Carol Burnett, but some other amazing people like Tim Conway and Harvey Korman and several others that came through as well. They were your peers. What an amazing opportunity that was for you.
I don't know if I would call them peers for a lot of years, John, because I was such a child when I got on that show. I mean, I was right out of high school. I was 18 years old. I started at UCLA and on the Carol Burnett Show the same fall, and the deal was you may go to UCLA as long as you can be to the studio by 11 o'clock. And, you know, they were all married with children. They socialized together. I was the little child on the show. I was busy dating all the ushers at CBS, and they were they were all married with children. But honest to God, Carol took such good care of all of us. I remember many times she'd have a writer come down to look at something, and she'd say, I think this needs to be rewritten here, and I think Vicki needs a different joke on page 17. And I would say, what? And she'd say, hush now, yes, you do. She ran the show like a mother hen, you know, and took beautiful care of everybody.
And the finished product shows, again, an amazing program, and it's in syndication still to this day. Do you ever flip through the channels and actually catch it and stop and watch a little bit?
Oh, gosh, yes. Absolutely. That and Mama's Family, which Carol is totally responsible for as well. And it's amazing that those shows are still running, and they're just being introduced to new generations, and it's very special.
And speaking of generations, my daughter and that generation knows you from the Hannah Montana show. You got to be Miley's grandma. What was that like?
It was also such a fun experience. When they hired me, they said, we want to surround her with really good actors because she's a little sponge. So if you have any wisdom to impart, please teach her.
Well, she's very fortunate as well. She couldn't have asked for a better teacher. Vicki, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Tonight on NBC, it's called Carol Burnett, 90 Years of Laughter and Love. All of the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Being ignored causes the same chemical reaction to the brain as experiencing a physical injury. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, I'll quit ignoring you then. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Men and women who listen to similar music tend to better communicate with each other and have longer-lasting relationships. Well, that's
a good thing we listen to the same music.
Do. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mosquitoes have killed more humans than all of the wars in the history of the world. Mosquitoes.
Yikes.
Have. Yeah, we should maybe do something about that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Pringles are not potato chips. They're potato crisps. Because a potato chip would actually be a shaved potato fried, and it's not. It's like mashed potato fried. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There's enough gold in the Earth's core to coat the entire planet 1.5 feet thick. That's a lot of gold.
That is a whole lot of gold.
All right, several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. 90% of women admit they've done this to improve their appearance. What is it? You've done it. I've seen you do it. I've done it. 90% of women admit they've done this to improve their appearance. I don't dye my hair. Whiten their teeth.
Oh.
We had them white strips. We tried to. This is so disgusting. I'm like, the taste of these. You're like, you're not supposed to eat them. Like,
then our amazing dentist gave us real whitening stuff.
That was good stuff.
Yeah.
Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Brazilian model and influencer has been getting a lot of attention because of her new perfume that she claims includes her body sweat as an ingredient.
Ew.
Yeah, 29-year-old Vanessa Moura says that she was inspired to use her sweat to create her signature fragrance, Fresh Goddess, after her boyfriend and her ex-partner both praised her natural body odor as sexy and exciting.
Oh my gosh.
Each bottle of perfume has 8 milliliters of sweat for a touch of sensuality and femininity, making it the ideal fragrance for dating and attracting the attention of somebody you like. She calls the scent, which sells for $138 for a tiny little 50 milliliter bottle, a mixture of passion and mystery. I call it insane.
That's pretty disgusting.
That I don't understand why anybody would buy that, but somebody probably will. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. There's a company out there, Lawn Love. They do all these different lists, and they did this one here, 2023's best cities to have a hangover cure. What? I just don't understand. I'm doing it because I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel today, apparently. So the best cities for a hangover cure. Number 10, Alexandria, Virginia. Then number 9, Philadelphia. Number 8, Jersey City, New Jersey. Seattle is 7. Chicago is 6. D.C. is 5. Boston is 4. Number 3, New York. Number 2, Miami. And the number 1 city for the best hangover cure, San Francisco.
Does it say what their hangover cure is?
No, but there's 17 different metrics that I don't even care about. If you'd like to see them, I've got the list, I've got the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today comes from Charles Dudley Warner, who says, "Everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it."
That's true. Can talk all you want,
Yeah.
but if you aren't going to take any action.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of action you could take, though. That is your quote of the day. It does come your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. By the way, if you come across a quote that you think would make me smile, I would love it if you'd share it with me. You can do that at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com.
John and
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And take a listen to this. What a story. Sammy is our miracle. A teen dies rock climbing and is revived 2 hours later.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Family in Missouri City, Texas. They believe in miracles now. Their teenage son went into sudden cardiac arrest January 7th and was later pronounced dead. 2 hours later, he was alive.
Holy cow.
Sammy is 16, was rock climbing at a gym when his heart suddenly stopped. He climbed to the top of the wall, rang the bell, and then his body went limp, and it looked like he was either playing around or passed out. They weren't quite sure. And they lowered him slowly, and that's when they realized he's not playing around. Workers of the gym, then paramedics, then doctors all performed CPR for 2 hours. So they looked at us and said, I'm sorry, but he's gone. Doctors left his parents and said their goodbyes. I started talking to him, just telling him how much I love him and how sorry I was that I didn't know how to save him. Suddenly, as I started praying, and my husband said, oh my gosh, he's moving.
Oh my gosh.
This is after everybody gave up. Medical team came racing back in when the couple started yelling that, hey, he's alive. These are professionals who have been doing this their entire lives, who have seen the worst of the worst of the worst, and each and every one of them afterward came out to us and said they've never seen anything like this before, ever, never. They've never pronounced somebody dead and then had somebody come back to life 5 minutes later.
That is absolutely a miracle.
The feeling of seeing his heartbeat, they said there's no words for that. There's just no words.
No.
We stood there. I mean, grateful is the biggest understatement to know that he might make it, they said. Due to how long Sammy went without oxygen, there was a fear that he might suffer a major brain injury. However, aside from a physical injury, he has so far only experienced short-term memory loss.
Wow.
Sammy's working hard to recover the strength in his legs. The last 2 months, he's been undergoing inpatient rehabilitation. Sammy is our miracle, they said. Isn't that amazing?
That is absolutely amazing.
I've got a link to that miracle story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.